What's
Hey,
up?
welcome to the Boss and the Sauce Show. It's finally here, Big Ragoo. How you feeling today?
Man, I'll tell you what, it's been a long time coming. We've been chit-chatting, doing breakdowns, putting content out left and right, recorded messages, but tonight, live and direct. So welcome aboard, everybody.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, last week, what did we get into last week, Big Ragoo? Let the people know what's up with the show. How's everything gonna flow, so
Yeah.
forth and so on.
All right. So last week, we try to get caught up on doing these conference breakdowns, which we're still a few shy, but we will do those. I'll speak about that. But basically, the format of the show every Thursday night. We're doing our first show live because we had to do it live. But every Thursday night, we're going to premiere a recorded show. DJ and I are going to break some stuff down, more conference work, more football talk. We'll put some content out there. Then that's going to come on 6 p.m. On the Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern, and then Friday night we're going to go live every Friday night, same time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk college football, NFL, anything football related, we're going to talk. And also, we encourage everybody to participate in the chat because what we're going to do is we're going to have on guests every week. We're going to invite whoever wants to come on and chat, put your comment in chat, and then we'll invite you in on the show. We'll have guest cappers. We'll put you in the hot seat, kind of like we did in Miami. We'll have a hot seat for the guests, and then we'll do that every Friday night. And then Saturday, the big man and I, we're going to be on with Ian Cameron and Drew Martin on SBR's YouTube channel every Saturday morning, 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. East Pacific time and 11 a.m. Eastern time, an hour before the college kickoff goes. That's a live show, and that's strictly college football. We're going to be on SBR's closing line, DJ Big Boss, Big Ragoo, Drew Martin, and Ian Cameron. But for now, tonight, we're live with you, and we're excited to get this show kicking. What you think, big man?
Man, stuff is moving so fast right now, Big Ragoo. I can't even get enough time to sit down and tell everybody how fast it's moving. But yeah, everything like Big Ragoo just said, every Thursday and Friday, we're going to be having the special guests and all that good stuff. But also, the contest for SBR is out today. Just last minute thing just dropped. SBR DJ Big Boss College Football Contest. I expect everybody to get involved. It's absolutely free. A chance to win a cash prize or SBR Pro membership. But yeah, get involved with us. We got a lot going on nowadays. You're gonna be seeing a lot more of this space right here. You see that? You said you're gonna see a lot more of this right here. All of that. I'm gonna give it to y'all. Live and direct because that's how we do it right here, Big Ragoo. So how we gonna start this bad boy up? It's time to crank up the engine and get the cylinders going on this one.
Yeah,
Anything in particular about the college football right now? You want to talk about the games going on tonight or last week? Any of that?
yeah. You want to tell people what we did last weekend, how we kind of put things together in Miami? We want to bring that into the show. We just want to jump into the football games because I think it might give them a little backdrop of what we accomplished and how we move forward with the show. So basically, for those of you who didn't know that we were in Miami last weekend, we were on SBR's panel last week. DJ got in. What'd you get in Wednesday?
Yeah, I got in Wednesday
Yeah,
morning.
yeah,
Out
yeah.
there.
I got in Wednesday afternoon. DJ got in Wednesday morning. So I walk in there, and the first thing I see is DJ, Whale Capper, Jimmy the Bag. Who else was with you, man?
Oh, I can't even remember. Some of that stuff was
Yeah.
like a blur. But it seemed like all of you that were there with us was there with us the whole time. So it was
It
one
was,
big happy family right there. I enjoyed myself.
but man, I'm going to tell you what, Wednesday night we went to the casino. Thursday we went to the Dolphins game. Friday we're at the Marlins game. And Saturday we went to Gulfstream Park. They were giving away $1.3 million. And we all took a big swing at that, right, DJ? I mean, it was me, Jimmy,
Yeah.
DJ, and Gogi were sitting there capping the horses. We had a group of 18 of us, and we had 6 races. We had a live pick six ticket, 5 races in. I mean, we had picked 5 winners in a row. We needed one more horse, We had 4 shots to get 1.3 million, and we came just a little bit short. Our horse, I think, finished up third or something. We had 4 shots in it. But man, that whole I'm gonna tell you something. I'm 57 years old. I've been a lot of places, a lot of different, all over the country. And that 1 week that I spent with these guys and our low baggers and stuff like that was one of the best weeks of my life. And I truly mean that from the heart. So I want to thank you, DJ, for that, Jimmy, Seth, everybody at SPR. It was a first class operation. We made new friends for life. And going forward, we got good things coming down the pipe.
Hey, and don't forget about a shout out to you and your wife for the great hospitality down there in Flourish. Welcome sitting there. You kept us protected in the right ways. We ate some good food. You supplied us with those sandwiches that day. I don't know. I can't thank you enough for that one because I didn't feel like getting up to get no food. I hadn't ate. I was full of liquor, and that sandwich soaked up everything well. So I appreciate that. I probably can say the same for Jimmy too, because we both said near the end of the day, all I had was that sandwich today to eat.
Oh yeah,
But, it was lots of fun, man. But I don't like to go really backwards all the time on my picks. But at the start of the Boston and Sauce show, keeping it transparent, and we did a good job last week. I just want everybody to know, I went 2-0 on the show Saturday morning. I had the under in the Florida game, and also I had Hawaii, not plus 11, but on the money line. Just had a gut feeling to give it on the show. I don't know where it came from, BigRagoo. I swear I was going to take the 11 points, but as I contemplated the game so much, it was like I just threw it up out my mouth just for y'all out there to go cash that.
Big money line play. Yeah, awesome. That was great. I mean, you had it 3 ways. I think you tripled up on that game. So, yeah, we're going to be real transparent. We're here to help. We're here to put the content out there and get everybody the information they're going to need to make good decisions. And at the same time, we're gonna be honest in what we do. We're not here to pull no punches. It's going to be good luck all the way around. So, that being said, all the good times we had last week. Let's talk about what we got coming up this week as far as some look ahead games for Saturday mainly. We're going to break down a few games and bounce off one another. And you want me to start off, or you want to start off with a play we're looking at coming up this week? What do you got coming up? You want me to start off with the first play I like?
Let's go with your first play. Let me put it up for him. This is the play right here. Ole Miss at Memphis. Memphis is -5. The over-under is 65.5. As we all dialed up on that, we need to check that at SBR.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's going to be pretty darn close. The numbers I think we're looking at 5 and I think 65.5. Yeah, that's a good look there. So basically with this game here, I'm going to look at some notes that I made. As my good friend Don Ricci, God bless Don. I know he's got some illness in the family, but we're thinking about him. There's a good play I like in this game. I'm gonna give you the play before I give you the breakdown. But just to shout out to our guy, our true OG low bagger Don Ricci, over 65.5. Now you say over 65.5. It's early in the season, right, for a look like that. But let me tell you why I like the over in this game. Okay, so now we got the number 1 SEC passing game in Ole Miss, top of the league, number 1 passing, and top 5 nationally. But the problem there lies that they lost their quarterback, and they bring in Rich Rodriguez, who's been coaching, running that offense. You remember him from back at West Virginia days, and I guess he was a little time in Arizona, short term there. But he's a really good offensive-minded coach, and he's a good quarterbacks coach. And they do lose the quarterback, but their defense is dead last in the SEC for yards and points. Okay, but not only that, but they're pretty bad overall, and they're like near the bottom in the FBS. They're like ranked 110, 112, something like that. So they give up a lot of points. They scored a lot of points. So now they're averaging like 34 points a game, and they're giving up, they're about 200. They're getting about 280 yards through the air, but they're giving up a lot on defense too. Now Memphis, on the other hand, they come in and they're scoring like 43 points a game, but a lot of that's a pretty balanced attack. They've got a great rushing game, and their defense is giving up around 32 points a game. So The only bad look there is, you know how we always say in the beginning of the season that the defenses are a little ahead of the offenses, but I think it's the exact opposite on this coin, because both of these teams are struggling on defense and they can score. And the thing about Memphis is they're bringing in 7 new assistants and 3 new coordinators, so they're going to have some struggles there, you know, on the defensive side. I'm not going to say maybe not so much on on the offense, because they bring back quite a few starters in the skill position, but on the defensive side mainly. So 65 points, you know, they're going to have to get there. It's a big climb, but I think they get the job done on the 65.
That's what's up. I like that. I like that. I like that. Um, you know, you did your homework on that one, Big Ragu. I can't even front on that one. That you got that all under control, and I'm gonna mark you down for that one though. Let me get that down. That's over 65 and a half.
Yeah,
Over 65.
these are all first
and a
looks for us
half.
too. So we're putting, like I say, we're going to put the games out there. We're going to look at the board. We're going to take games that we like, and we're going to toss them your way. Now, you know, being that is week 1, you know, there's a lot of unanswered questions, but based on power ratings and last year's numbers, this is all we got to go by right now. So, and as the year goes on, you know, we'll be able to definitely give you a lot better looks. But that's the look I like right now in that game.
There it is. There, you heard it right here on the Boss and the Sauce show. My man Big Ragu puts in the 65 and a half over in the Memphis game. Y'all lock that down, and you know, stay tuned. We'll put the picks up at the end of the show where we really put it out there and put all the information in the description. You won't miss nothing. So if you ain't got your pen and pad out, don't panic right now. You're chilling with the Boss and the Sauce. We having fun. And we enjoying ourselves, and we putting on some good content. Now let's jump over to a game that I like right here. Now I want you guys to hold me to this. Even my man OG Wham in the chat right there. Yeah, shout out to my people over there in the chat right now. We got a nice chat going right here. King of Diamond, Paco Healy, Mr. Fat Fist, MMA, and OG Wham, of course. And Yellow Hammered up in here today. Got a nice crowd in here for this college football. You know, everybody don't do college football. It takes a special kind to do that. So shout out to all my folks in the chat right there. But I want y'all to hold me to this one for the season right here, especially you too, Big Ragu, because you'll be right here with me. Is that I want to make sure that I get on games that I'm familiar with, that I'm used to the teams. You know, I'm very familiar with the Mountain West, the Pac-12, and most of the bigger schools in all the conference. Sometimes a few smaller schools here and there, but you know, if they ever played Notre Dame, I probably know something about them. But let's jump right into this Purdue Nevada game right here. Now, this is at Nevada. This is the longest distance that Purdue is going to be traveling right now over here to Nevada on the West Coast. So travel-wise, the longest trip they're going to have. But they should be well prepared. You know, they probably come in early, all kinds of stuff right there. Shouldn't be a major factor on the game. But as we look at their team right here, they're using last year's backup. He gets the starting job this year. And the running back area, they got like 3 candidates over there. They all about even. And the wide receiver sector is a question. But after taking a good look at them, I found out that they stacked and they look solid for the season this year. Now, the O-line was originally I looked at as shaky too. But as I went further into there, they look solid as well. Same thing on the D line. They're a little light, but you know they should hold it down. The run and the pass, very balanced. And then you got the linebacker crew right here. They moved their best linebacker, Marquise Bailey, over to DN. Well, they moved their best DN over to linebacker, and they added a new defensive coordinator, which makes this defense overall a pretty balanced defense coming from inside. Now, overall, this is a pass-heavy team with a balanced defense. Now, taking a look at Nevada, here we go. Question off with the quarterback off top. They got a freshman starter, and he won the job over a couple other guys. So this guy got to be the truth. If Coach Novell believes in this guy, put him out of a bunch as a freshman, he got to be all that in the bag of chips, as they say. So Carson Strong right here is going to be heading the offense. They got a solid running back. Y'all know about Tua, He's one of the best running backs in the Mountain West last week. He's a real solid, straight ahead, strong runner though. Not the kind of guy that you can hold for a full game because he puts so much punishment on himself. But they do have Devontae Lee to back him up, so they got a two-man tandem at the running back position. And then the wide receivers is stacked over here at Nevada from last year, including the tight end position as well. Now they got a okay offensive line, and when you look at a team like Purdue and you look at a team like Nevada and you look at class-wise on the athletes that they receive, they're about even with these two teams. I couldn't really say that their line or their defensive line is bigger or whatever. They looked up size about appropriate with both of them. Now, the flaw on Nevada is they do have an unexperienced linebacker core. So I don't know what's going to go on in the middle right there. I guess I could say I do expect some points to be scored in this one. But the secondary as well is kind of suspect as well. They were moving kind of slow out there in the film that I watched. A lot of chase and tackle type stuff. Didn't look very explosive. But the offense is running the air pistol. The defense is 3-3-5, just like most college teams right now. So in situations like this, they both tend to score points. So I was leaning towards the over big time. But being that it's the beginning of the season, we just watched right here on the Clemson game, fumbles, and the UCLA game. All those type of factors could either slow the game down or speed the game up. So I jumped off the side right there. And overall, I'm looking at both teams. They sit about the same in their conference. If these two teams were in the same conference, they will basically be the same team. They have about the same caliber, everything, yet they're giving you plus 11 points with Nevada at home. I don't want to be Mountain West biased this week, but I got to take Nevada plus the 11 in this one, just like I took Hawaii plus 11. But I don't think Nevada can necessarily beat them outright, but I don't think they get embarrassed at home by too much by Purdue right there. What you think about that, BigRagoo?
11's your lucky number so far this season, right? With that
Guess
plus
so.
11. So now you're coming back to it. That's a good look. I tend to agree with you there. I mean, Purdue, they're kind of like I got when we did our Big Ten breakdown, I got them picked as my sleeper team in the Big Ten. But they do have to play three tough, or Nevada's got to play. Purdue's got to play three tough games. They got to play at Nevada, then they play Vanderbilt, then they play TCU. So they're playing three. They're not playing cupcakes out of conference. They're taking on some pretty decent opponents, and Nevada is a pretty good look for them here. Maybe I tend to agree with you on the road. Giving up 11 early in the season might be a bit much. It's two scores. Similar style teams. The way they're set up and play football. So, yeah, I like that look there. I like that plus 11. Playing at home and taking on a team that's kind of not a big air attack, and they're a more balanced type team. If they can play in the middle of the field with them, then 11 points looks good in my book.
Absolutely, and I feel also that the Mountain West, they do pretty decent outside the conference. Like I said, I'm not begging for the win, but I'm looking for the cover on that one. So
Yeah.
you want to go ahead and jump over to one of your games, huh?
Yeah. Let's see what you got on the slate for me next.
Let me see. Next up, we're calling out Miami, Ohio at Iowa. Iowa's minus 22.5. The over/under is 47. What you got for us, Sauce?
Yeah, this one I'm going to shake up the bottle a little bit on this one because we got to shake the sauce bottle up and see what comes out. All right. So if we're going to talk just from a number perspective, so I'm going to have to refer to my notes on this one. So Miami of Ohio, they're averaging last year. I mean, last year, but they're right at about 28.5 points a game, and they're right at about 26 giving up on the defensive side. So not bad, good average team in conference. So now if you get outside of conference, it gets real ugly for this team. Last year they lost all four of their games out of conference, and they are getting a ton of points here. I mean, 22.5 points. That's a lot of points, and the total I believe is 47, right? It's on the screen, 47. So their toughest game, even though they lost the four games, they lost to Cincinnati 21-0, and they lost to Army in overtime by 1. So that was a tough game for them to lose. But what's ugly, what's really ugly here for them is they lost 3 of their top 4 rushers and their starting quarterback. So, and they're going to be really, really young at the same time. But in Chuck Martin's tenure as the 6-year coach, he's 2-19 outside the conference. So that's ugly, right? Real ugly.
Yeah.
Now, if the game is 22.5 points and Iowa scores like Iowa's a defensive minded team, what's his name? Kurt Ferenc. He's in his 21st year. He's like the longest tenured coach in college football. They get back Nate Stanley, who's probably the best quarterback in my mind in the conference overall. Well balanced quarterback. They do lose their top 2 tight ends. Is actually one of the top 2 in the country. They both went in the draft in the first round. I think New England got one, and I think the other one went to the Broncos. So, and they lost their key defensive safety. He's gone too. But this team leans on a lot of ball control. 22.5 points is a lot, but I'm saying, okay, if the total's 40, it's 47 now. Wow, I had 45. Okay, so 47 on the total and 22.5 points on the number. I think they're going to probably hold this team down because of all the youngsters they got coming in with the new looks on the offense and their tough play outside of conference. I got this game shaken up to be like a 34-10 type of game. I would lean more towards the under than laying the 22.5 points because you're going to basically need 4 scores, right, to cover that number. I think Iowa can hold this team down to less than 2 scores, but at the same time, I don't see them scoring more than 30 points. So I like the under 47 in this game.
Ooh, under 47. Now, in the chat the other day, we had a big discrepancy about college football games and under 50 numbers. I ain't going to say no names, but somebody said that you should never take college football bets under 50. No way. And many great cappers that I know, a few of which are in the chat, a few which are on the screen right now, totally disagree with that one. And they set the number low for a reason. You know what I mean? So I like that. I like that look right there.
Hold on a minute. I got a guy named Noli Knows. Wait a minute. What does he play? Unders, baby. Unders. Noli, you with me on the under? Put a thumbs up in the chat if you are. I'm still running the under.
The under. And hey, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but this Clemson game is going on in the background. And yes, Clemson just scored. It's about to be 28-zip. And we're going to try to cover this first half right here, but we ain't going to wish on that too much. We're going to keep this party rolling, man. And I want to say shout out.
I wish on it because I got money on that one. So my
me
bookie
too,
says, hey, pay me.
Believe in something or fall for anything, right? But
right
we got my man Ray Williams in the chat. Shout out to Noli O's just jumped in here, man. Shout out for everybody else sticking around with us. And we're going to keep banging this thing out. And I'm going to jump into my next pick.
Just for the record, Noli likes the under, just for the record.
That's right. That's right. The under. Okay. So this one right here, Toledo and Kentucky. I guess you could say it fell on my lucky number again, right? Minus 11.5, over and under 68. Now, originally, when I looked into this game, especially after we did the conference thing with you, BigRagoo, on the Boss and the Sauce. If y'all haven't seen our conference breakdowns, follow the history on the channel. We got all kinds of individual team breakdowns and everything. We're going to be breaking down the SEC live on our Hangout on Friday. We're calling it the Lounge tomorrow. So, and we got special guests. Maybe my guy Noli knows, probably OG Wham for sure. But, all of my fellow core members of doing this at the same time. We've been around. Y'all know who y'all are. Y'all all welcome to hang out with us. But when I looked at this game right here, Toledo at Kentucky, and after we did the breakdown on Toledo, I was thinking Toledo's ranked number 1 in the conference to win over there. So they should be a pretty good team. Now, this is a non-conference game, and they're playing Kentucky out the SEC. Now, Kentucky right here, it was believed to be last year Kentucky had a Cinderella season. and now Snell is gone, their number one runner. They didn't pass the ball much. They just played good defense and ran the ball really well last year and took them to a really nice season last year. So many people from the outside looking in was saying, okay, well, this team right here looks like they're going to underperform in 2019, which is what attracted me to the game. I said, here's a shot I could take Toledo and get some plus points again, my magic number 11. But I got deep into the breakdown on these two teams, and it switched around on me, Big Ragu. Now, the quarterback situation over here at Kentucky is a mess, but they still got two hot running backs, two different styles coming in. The O-line is solid. The D-line, it's a rebuild for them. They're a little bit of soft, but remember, they were defensive heavy last year. So some of these guys are back up. They know what to do. So they may be soft now. They still got room for improvement during the season. Now the linebacker core here is solid, and that's going to be the root of the defense. So the defensive line in this situation, playing wise, they just want to keep their man occupied, keep those extra blockers from crashing in on the linebackers, and the linebackers got them covered. So you can just use your size to do something like that. And then the DBs in this one, they struggle a little bit, so they're going to be giving up a little bit in the air. They went and grabbed some JUCO players to try to fill the holes, so we don't know how that's going to really work out. So looking kind of nice over there. They got a lot of nice new talent over there. They got a nice pro set. Defense is ready. They said that they're switching over there in Kentucky to a more pass offense because it more suits the talent that they have right there right now. So after looking at that and watching some film on this team right here is fired up. They're going to be going, they're going to be putting more points on the board. The points on the board should increase. They may increase giving up a little more points on defense. But in this opener against a team like Toledo, they outclass them a little bit, and they come away with this victory. Probably going to be a blowout, minus 11.5 right here. I'm jumping on Kentucky.
Oh.
Switched my whole thing around. I was going to take Toledo, put the points, but after doing some true capping and looking at it, I got to take Kentucky. This may be a blowout.
That's a pretty impressive breakdown right there, because like you said, you were leaning one way. Then when you start looking at things on the surface, it look one way, but when you start digging deeper, you're seeing something else, right? So last year, Kentucky, they finished up pretty strong. They beat Middle Tennessee. The last 4 games, they lost to Tennessee. They beat Middle Tennessee State. No big deal there. They beat a weak Louisville team. And then they whooped up on a pretty good Penn State team. Well, not whooped up, but they won a tough game in the bowl game. So they were going out pretty good with 3 wins. And like you say, with the rebuilding at the quarterback, or not really rebuilding, but, Terry Wilson coming back to them, a junior quarterback, and focused on the running game. I like this look here, man. I really do. I think it's a matter of class, like you say. They're playing at home. Toledo. I know the MAC teams. They match up pretty good in the Big Ten. They're Big Ten killers. But the SEC, that's a whole nother look. We all say SEC. Yeah, we know they're tough division, whatnot. But that's going to be a tough road game for them to open up. And Toledo, realistically, they got to go out and they got to play Murray State and Colorado State after this game. So, that'll be like not a soften them up game, but maybe a toughen them up game for the next look down the road. So I like that look. Yeah, I'll go with you on the 11.5 on that one.
Yeah, this is going to be a nice blow to the chin for them. I'm not doubting Toledo to do a great job, win the conference number 1, but this is out of conference play right here. Like you said, this is something that they do so they can get a little tougher. So I'm definitely hopping on this Kentucky minus 11.5.
I want to put something out there to the chat. I mean, I think that 68 is kind of a high number. I mean, I would even think look at it maybe possibly an over, because if Kentucky's if they're gonna play solid D like they normally do, and Stoops, Bob Stoops, he's a defensive minded coach anyway, so he's always gonna recruit the kids on the defense. I'm not saying more so than the offense, but he's gonna always have defense in the back of his mind. So that might be a good look if they're a ball control team and they're gonna slow Toledo down a little bit. Under might be also a good look in that game too. But I like the side better, like you said. I like the 11.5. But I would probably definitely lean towards the under too.
Hey, and a big shout out to Mr. Fat Fist right there. He was out there in Florida with us. Great meeting you, bro. Thank you
Nick,
for supporting and being here today with us, man. And he says, give us a shout out. Shout out to Noli. My man Wham in the chat dropping bombs right now. And we got King of Diamond in here agreeing on this Clemson. I hope everybody was on the Clemson train today in this one. But
yeah,
yeah, that's just it right there. Let's bounce over into your next play, Big Ragu.
yeah.
Let me see if I can get it up there for
Go
you.
ahead.
And I like this game right here. This is a conference opener right here, right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's a tough game. It's a low number. It's a game that's pretty close to home for both teams. Virginia and Pennsylvania. They're not too far apart, but they are in the same conference. I believe are they in the same side, East West. I mean North. I think they are right. Virginia and Pitt. They're in the same side of the conference or opposite side of the conference. I don't know. I have to
No,
look at that.
I think they're on the same side as
They're on
well.
the same side, right? So this is a key game because late in the season, this game could have a toll on how the outcome of the conference come out. And I know Wham likes this Virginia team because he and I spoke about it a few times. He's a Virginia fan, so to speak, right? Wham, I believe you are, my man. But anyways, looking at the number, we got 2.5, and is that right? 46.5. I must
Yeah.
I must have wrote something down wrong. Check that number for me if you got a
Well,
minute.
let's use technology and
Yeah,
jump over here
bring it up. Let's
to
see what the screen shows.
let's see what it shows in here.
I got 58.5. My penmanship might be a little off though too.
Now that game's on Saturday, right?
Yeah, these are all Saturday games, I believe. I don't have the number. I usually write the number down, the rotation number, but I didn't write it down today.
Virginia Tech. Man, it's such a ton of games, man. It's
I
gotta be.
know.
Listen here, fellas. It's gotta be a ton of money out there because the games keep scrolling and strolling. Here we go. Pittsburgh, Virginia. Now this is classic SBR for those that y'all like. What is this that we're looking at right here?
Yeah.
This is the classic version. Let me
So the
zoom in a
opener.
little more. So yeah, 40. We opened at 49. It's
Okay.
at 46.5 now.
Okay. Okay, so I got bad info, but hey, if a good look there. Okay, so Big Man is on the SBR odds. Always check your odds there because they're going to give you the rundown on all the books across the board. All the offshore numbers are great. If you look at that right there, it shows originally Pittsburgh is at home. They were -1. Now they got 3, 2.5, 2.5, 3. So the line's moving as you can see off the opener. So a lot of people have kind of jumped. I don't know how much of it's sharp or how much of it's public money, but the money seems like it's definitely coming in on Virginia. And I tend to agree with that look there. I mean, look, my book had it at like 2.5. I already made the play on this one. I think it's a good play. I'm not going to say it's my best play, but it's a play that I like. Now, Bronco Mendenhall, he's taking these guys into Pittsburgh in a tough conference battle. Virginia is a mentally tough, defensive-minded team. And they definitely they were at the top of the class last year in defense. They have some really good looks there, and I think they're not that they're looking past anything, but I think they're taking this game pretty seriously here because after this game they got a real soft game, and then they take on FSU in Virginia. So I think this game here is more of a preparation game, not so much. Just to try to get them ready for FSU, but just to kind of get them a little toughened up because they do play FSU the third game of the season at home. That's probably going to be another key game. So right off the bat, this team's swinging hard and taking on Pittsburgh. Now let's talk about Pittsburgh for a minute. The Pittsburgh, they're near the bottom on the conference. They're ranked like 12th overall. They're averaging like 25 points a game, and they're yielding like 28, 29 points a game. So they're right towards the bottom, and they get back on the defense and the offensive side. They've only given back like 5 players, and a lot of the key positions they're losing. They're losing skill position players. So they're going to have a down year for them. This is going to be a year that's going to be a little tough. I think you're seeing two teams crossing different patterns here. Even though they're going on the road to play, and if you look at that number, I mean, if you follow the market moves and what's going on with the Pittsburgh team and what's going on with Virginia, this is a solid look on Virginia. I like this play a lot, minus the 2.5. If you can get that 2.5, get it. I'd jump on it right now.
That's what's up. Y'all heard it right here first on the Boss and the Sauce Show. How we doing out there, man? If y'all digging the show, hit us with a thumbs up. If something we missing out on, let us know too. This is gonna be the most transparent sports betting show on the internet. Holla at us. We real people. It's no big deal. We all in it for meeting up at the window, going to the window by ourselves, and coming back and picking up with our friends, because we all on the same bets and we doing the right things together. So great look right there from a man, BigRagoo. And once again, another big shout out to the chat and everybody that's in the house today. We appreciate y'all. We just seen Native Queen made a nice Nasty Nate, Native Queen, Paco still in the house, Ray Rack still in the house, Mr. Fatfish still in the house, OG Wham in the house. And I just appreciate the love a whole lot, man. Y'all just don't know how much that means to me for y'all to come over here and hang out with us. But for that, let's jump into one of the next rows. And bam, this is me right here. Boise State at Florida State. That's BigRagoo's team right there. Florida State's minus 6.5. Set him up. Florida State's minus 6.5, and this one over under is 53.5. Now I'm gonna surprise you with my pick, but we can talk through it together, BigRagoo. You may know a little more about Florida State than I do, and I may know a little bit about more about Boise State. Now Boise State has the huge question with Rippon being gone at quarterback. Now they brought in like 3-4 quarterbacks to try to take care of this. And everything is working out okay for them right now. So far, so good. Now, the wide receiver is going to be their best core that they got right now. They still got a Hightower, a couple others over there. They got some new guys to back them up. Running back is same old Boise State. They're not afraid to run the ball. They got a few backs, different style runners, and they run, block well, and go straight ahead. Now, the biggest part with this right here, and this game is going to be played in the trenches, is that Boise State O-line has 5 returners on it. And they already been a school that's prided itself in offensive linemen. And here go one of their peaks when they have one of the best lines. So it doesn't really put too much stress on the quarterback that's back there. And when I watch them, they look pretty good as a group playing together. Now, on the defensive side of things, the D-line is still balanced. They get a lot of Samoan players and stuff out there that play really tough defense. Shout out to all my Samoan players. I played against them guys in high school, had fun with those guys. And they play hard. And these guys going to play hard over there on the defensive line. And the linebacker the linebacker core is a little suspect over here at Boise State. The DB is a nice group. They're pretty solid over top. So Florida State coming in here thinking they're just going to pass now. Florida State's known for speed and wide receivers. Boise State has a lot of West Coast players, and these guys are fast as well. So I think they'll be matched up well when it comes down to the deep ball and all that kind of stuff. So overall, this year's Boise State team is going to be a little pass heavy with a nice line in front of them. Should be a balanced defense, and it's going to take some time for both of these teams to open up in these games. They're starting off with a new quarterback and the group that they're trying to gel, and so is Florida State in this one. Now, what do you have to say about Florida State in this one, BigRagoo? And then I'll tell you what I cap.
Okay. Now, this is something I learned the past couple of weeks, even after we did our breakdown about the ACC was like one of the first ones we did, but just kind of generically glazing over the offense. For the abysmal offense that FSU had last year, they were horrible. They were in the hundreds in overall offense. Some games they were negative yards rushing. I mean, they couldn't block. They couldn't line up on the right side of the ball. They were really bad last year. So this year, I mean, this is Willie Taggart's second year, and they went out and got a guy named Art Briles, right? Now, I mean, not Art Briles, his son. What's his son's name? Kendall Briles. Now Art Briles, we know he was the coach at Baylor, and we know what he did there, and they had some scandals, with that team, and he's no longer coaching college football. But his son, uh, Kendall, pretty good guy overall. Everywhere he's been, his offensive has scored over 40 something points. He went into FAU, and in 1 year he took that 3-11 team, or 2-11, whatever they were, and they went ahead and they won like 8-9 games, and they were averaging like 40 something points. Then he spent the year there. Then he goes to Houston, and same thing over there. Take a team that's flip flopped, turns that offense around. He runs an up tempo style of play. He doesn't even use a playbook, which is crazy. And he runs a lot of up tempo type offenses. Now you talk about Florida State being a speed team, you're fast, and just the talent level alone. If he can harness that talent into his style of play, I think FSU is going to be have a pretty banner year this year. I'm really excited about it. When I started reading into how he puts his play calls together, the players are on board right now. The coaches are all in. They get a new offensive line coach. They bring Briles in. I expect Florida State to be, on par with this 40 points a game thing, because if they translate what he's putting on the field and with the talent that they have, because Florida State does have talented players. There's no question about it. Just like I say, last year it looked like a jigsaw puzzle with a couple of pieces gone. This year, I think it's going to be a different story, and I think Boise State is going to be in a little bit of a down mode this year. So I think that's a short number in my book. Now here's an uncontrollable circumstance. We know we have these storms coming in, right? So the game was originally scheduled in Jacksonville Saturday afternoon, mid-afternoon. Now they moved it to Tallahassee for travel reasons, and they're kicking off at noon. Now I hate 12 o'clock games, so I know that's got to affect Boise's schedule a little bit, and Florida State, even though they're playing at home and they don't have to really go anywhere. I just hate early afternoon games. They for some reason they don't seem to play well at 12 o'clock. So I'm going to be on the fence on this one. If it was a normal circumstances, even in the neutral site, I would have been on Florida State. But in this one, I'm laying off.
Well, that's a good look right there. And I appreciate the update on the local game change, because I almost missed that. But this Florida State team, I looked at the fall camp, the spring camp and the fall camp, and they look pretty good. They got a guy back there who can play quarterback, and they got a couple guys behind him if that doesn't work out. Now they solid, being that they had the down. Like, one of the things I believe in, you can only go so far down before you get back up. And I think Florida State might have peaked going downward, and it's time for them to go up. They bring back a running back chorus. What's his name? Akers.
Cam Akers.
Akers looking nice over there this year in the spring game and the fall game, and he's making the wide receivers are looking solid as well. So they have a potent offense, but it all lies in this line right here. And I think that's where they blew a tire in the whole organization, is maybe they took a little attention off of the line at some point. So this line, it's all going to be up to the offensive line and also the defensive line. Both of them, got new players in there, a few people coming back, but the defense gets a new defensive coordinator as well. So that's something else you might want to watch on Florida State. Linebacker core come back solid, normal Florida State linebacker core type. The DBs, plenty of depth, lots of experience, can cover the deep ball, fast, all that kind of stuff. And they look good. They look like they're going to definitely turn the season around this year. But just like we talked about with the Toledo game, and games being tough and taking a shot in the face, and this could be a shot in the face to either one of these teams, because this is a decent opener that they should learn. If they do lose, they still learn, and they still should do well in their conference. I think no way for Fresno State's coming back to what they was last year, and Boise State got a good shot at taking the Mountain West like they usually do. Florida State, over there in the ACC, it's wide open. It's all matched up all over there. So, one good season can change it around for this team right here. But the thing about this game is it's going to take time for both of these teams to open up. Boise State is definitely not going straight right to the gun to try to score points. They're going to come out running the ball a little bit, and Florida State's going to do the same. The running game is in play for sure, and when the running game is in play, the clock is in play too. So I'm expecting in this one, first half under 27 is my play on this one. First half under 27.
Yeah, that might be a good look. Early start, change of venue. A couple question marks on the offensive line. Let's say down year for the other squad. So yeah, maybe a little more conservative style. But I know, like I say, Browse, he's an up tempo guy. So just maybe trying new things and gain real game time situations. It might be a pretty decent look. I know you don't like under the 40. So I mean that's not quite half of 40. It's half of 50 some odd, right? 27 and a half. So
Right.
that's 4 touchdowns, either way. So yeah, that's probably a safe play there. Somewhere in the middle, not too conservative and not really out, not reaching for something. So
Yeah, I would hold off a little bit, see if I can get a 28 or 27 and a half. Kind of watch the line a little bit right there. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that one. I see that that's the best spot. I definitely don't expect Boise State to come out flying for the end zone, and I don't expect Florida State to do the same either because they're going to want to protect the ball. That was a big problem that they had last year was protecting the ball. So they're going to both come out a little slow and careful. And these are fragile pieces right here. Both of these teams are fragile pieces to their organizations right now, and I think they're going to take their time coming out.
yeah. So let's say Florida State, they're looking at they got UL Monroe next, and then they go up to Virginia, like I talked about earlier. So they're looking to start off 2-0, and then maybe that tough road game at Virginia.
That's right. So to run back the picks, BigRagoo, what was your picks again? Can you run it back for them?
Yeah, let me look at the page. So I'm looking at Ole Miss Memphis over the total 65.5. I'm looking at Miami, Ohio, and Iowa. I'm looking at Iowa to cover the 22.5. Or no, I looked at the under. I'm sorry, under 47 on that game. So I got over 65.5. Ole Miss, Memphis, under Miami, Ohio, Iowa 47, and then Virginia minus the 2.5.
Exactamundo. And me myself, I'm on Nevada plus 11. I'm on Kentucky minus 11.5, and I'm on the first half under 27 in the Boise and Florida State game. Man, is it anything else we need to talk about? Well, I'll just let them know that definitely you can catch us tomorrow. We're gonna be talking about the SEC. We're gonna be breaking it down team for team like we always do, but we're gonna have company with us to help it. We hope all of y'all, Mr. Fat Fizz, Nody Nose, Yellow Hammered, Ray Williams, all y'all in the chat. We invite y'all to come out tomorrow if you got the time to. And feel you if you like, hit me on my DM. We'll put you on the show. You can go from your cell phone, laptop, iPad. It don't matter. Just need you to get on there and come have some fun with us, man. And
How you like the threads?
The threads. Oh, also about the threads, I got a couple orders today for some of the stuff. As a matter of fact, as you see, I have a different hat than BigRagoo because when we went to Golf Scheme Park, some dude comes out of nowhere. He's like, I like your hat. I'm like, cool. Go ahead, sign up to the show, comment. I'll send you a hat. And the guy's like, nah, that's not good enough. I'll give you money right now for the hat. And bought the hat off my head right there at Golf Scheme Park. Shout out to whoever that guy is. But yeah, I got some orders for some shirts. If you want shirts or hat, hit me in the DM. I get your size, your color, all that good stuff. And we'll get them out to you. Boss in the Sauce is the movement right now in this college football thing. We're going to be a household name, Boss in the Sauce, when it comes to transparent, free picks right here on YouTube. That's us. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, King of Diamond, if you need that, hit me up. I got you. It's all good. We got T-shirts. We got threaded T-shirts. We got hats. You know, we're gonna have some bumper stickers and some more stuff
Coffee
soon too.
mugs.
Yeah, you
Yeah, I
get the
got I
coffee
got all
mug.
my family. They're wanting. Sure, I mean everybody. When I walked, I went out last night. I had the same thing I wore on tonight. You know, just to show it off a little bit. So I go to my brother-in-law's house. He's like, man, where's mine at right away? Where's mine? So I got about 12, 10 people. So I'll be sending you an order probably tomorrow sometime, and a little bit of
Hey,
cash to pay for. You know, but I guess the promotional for the family, they expect it for free, right? So I said, well, get your
exactly.
friends. I says for every new view you bring me, I'll give you a hat. I told him so.
There
I'll
you go.
probably
That
order a couple
hey,
dozen hats. So
I'm down with that
we ought to,
too, man. Oh, I
we ought to
guess
do
we.
something. You know what we ought to do? We ought to do something in the chat or Twitter for retweets and referrals. We'll have a little contest. Whoever can get us the most uh, referrals or new people or come up with some type of saying, we'll throw in a shirt and a hat for somebody.
Oh yeah, because we're gonna have the undershirts and all that good stuff coming too. And Mr. Fat Fist, not a problem, bro. Tomorrow we're talking just about anything after we cover our SEC stuff. You're welcome to come on and give the people all the UFC you want. It's our pleasure to have you. And
Absolutely.
anybody else. And yeah, Wham, absolutely, you on tomorrow, Wham. You already know what time it is. We're going over to SEC. If you want to do some extra studying, go ahead and get that in because we already know how you do, how we do when we get together. It's gonna be fun, and I'll probably have a couple of drinks tomorrow because it's Friday. And shout out to all of those that cashed on that Clemson first half, easy money. You know that's how we do it around here. But I don't know what else to tell the people. Saturday show, closing line, SBR, the big show. Come join us on the big show. Um, got a couple plays I put to the side for that. These are our plays right here for the Boston the Sauce this week. Tomorrow we may throw out some plays. I got a couple spur of the moment plays that come on the late night tomorrow. We'll probably throw those out on the show or at least talk about them. But
Yeah. Yeah, we're
I
gonna
hope
be on all kinds
everybody
of stuff.
I hope everybody bets is doing good tonight. Let us know in the chat. But I don't know. You ready to sign off, Big Ragu? It's a
Yeah.
wonderful chat here. I almost don't want to leave.
Hey, this is our charity. We broke it tonight. Thank everybody for coming on board with us because we love you guys. Shout out to all our low bag family. Shout out to our new YouTubers. And don't miss our shows. Like I say, Thursday night, same time, 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 Eastern, with the recorded stuff, and then live on Fridays. Don't sell us short on Thursdays because there's going to be some hot stuff coming on Thursdays that kind of lead into Friday and the weekend. But it's not just going to be college football now. We're doing the first show college. We're talking college and pros. So anything football related and MMA or whatever. Even if we might talk shuffleboard if we have to, but we do whatever we got to do to get the information out to you guys and have fun.
Hey, shout out to Native Queen too. She swept tonight 3-0. And
Yeah.
don't
Attaboy,
forget
Queen.
about OG Wham's gonna be breaking y'all in little by little each Friday with the NBA stuff. And we may have Ski Profit on there, a couple other good cappers with us too. But be looking out same time tomorrow. Um, Boston Sauce Show. Much love to everybody that's here. We're gonna get out of here. Peace.
Peace. Don't forget, I'll see you at the window.
Oh no, I see you at the window.
Peace out.
Peace.